Welcome to Outlook Video. Now, butch boy lesbians, trans men, and women of any identity have their own haberdashery in San Francisco. The Alliance for Community Media's annual conference in San Francisco honors Outlook Video executive producer Kim Lawson. Bennett Marks shares a personal coming out story. State and federal tax laws changed due to the Supreme Court ruling the Defense of Marriage Act unconstitutional.
And welcome to the October 2013 edition of Outlook Video, your nationally recognized award-winning news magazine for LGBT communities. I'm Alice Heimsoth.
Greetings all, I'm Johnny Zick. We start our program with the sad news that Jose Julio Sarria, a legendary San Francisco drag queen, died August 19, 2013 at the age of 90. Known by his fans as Empress Jose I, the Widow Norton, he was considered by many to be the Rosa Parks of the gay rights movement. For some of us youngsters, we cannot imagine how different our society was in the 1950s, when police routinely arrested patrons of gay bars under California's anti-sodomy laws.
Though he did not win, Sarria collected nearly 6,000 votes in an unsuccessful 1961 campaign for San Francisco supervisor that demonstrated the political clout of the city's gay community for the very first time. State Senator Mark Leno, Democrat for San Francisco, issued a statement calling Mr. Sarria a fearless community leader.
Senator Leno continued, "When Jose threw his hat into the ring for San Francisco supervisor more than 50 years ago, he became one of the first to publicly proclaim that there is no reason, constitutional or otherwise, to deny lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people first-class citizenship, respect and dignity under the law. Jose's visionary and legendary leadership helped build the foundation for our successful modern-day LGBT civil rights movement."
For another perspective, approximately 50 years ago, unlike some girls, our very own Roberta Gonzalez-Gregg was not all sugar and spice and everything nice when she was growing up. A tomboy not only for her enjoyment of climbing trees and playing sports, she was also in love of wearing boys' clothes like blues jeans and loafers a la James Dean. Now, such like-minded grown-up gals, me too, can embrace the tomboy title and flair with gusto and style. Zel Anders, proprietor of a new clothing store called Tomboy Tailors in San Francisco, will talk with Roberta about bringing tomboy chic fashion to the Bay Area. Zel will also bring us some striking models for a mid-fashion show treat later on.
At the Alliance for Community Media's annual conference in San Francisco, ACM presented the Jewel Ryan White Award for Cultural Diversity to our own executive producer, Kim Lawson, for exemplary leadership by encouraging, facilitating, and creating culturally diverse involvement in the field of community media.
We'll see that presentation from Create TV's San Jose Suzanne St. John Crane.
Backed by popular demand, we'll have our favorite commentator, Bennett Marks, with a personal story that may resonate with many of our viewers. Stay with us for Bennett's reflections in Dad Knew later in our program.
We here at Outlook Video have worked hard on covering it all over the past month and years, and we hope that many of you viewers are already informed that the Defense of Marriage Act, or DOMA, was the federal law that limited federal marriage recognition to opposite married couples only, and that in June of this year, the U.S. Supreme Court held Section 3 of DOMA to be unconstitutional. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. What is less clear for all of us is how that ruling that will affect our tax laws at the state and federal level. We can expect the IRS and State Franchise Tax Board to issue rulings over the coming months to clarify the many tax details related to the word married and its meaning. We will have the benefit of hearing from a tax professional in our People Like Us segment later this half hour when I talk with Rich Waterman, owner of the certified public accountant firm Waterman & Associates.
stay with us for Johnny in People Like Us segment. But first, let's join Roberta and Zel Anders of Tomboy Tailors.
Being a tomboy myself, by changing out of my dress and cuffing up my blue jeans and slicking down my hair when I came home from school, I can relate to having few options to dress with the tailored look I loved so much. Now, at long last, there's a place for gals, soft butches, trans-masculine individuals, and the heavy-duty dykes in our community. Zel Anders has brought fashion, style, and chic to the Bay Area with her new shop, Tomboy Tailors. Thank you for coming down from San Francisco, Zel.
Thank you for inviting us, Roberta. We appreciate it.
Oh, this is terrific. And now, tomboy, that is described in the dictionary as a girl who behaves like a boy. So, do you think that describes your works and your clientele?
I think it describes a lot of our clientele.
Yeah.
We actually, in addition to working with the individuals that you mentioned, we also work with men. We actually work with people of all genders.
All genders,
yes.
styles, and ages.
Exactly.
Oh, that's terrific. That's terrific that you reach out to all the community.
That's right.
All righty. Now, what was the impetus for Tomboy Tailors? How did it start?
So I've been wearing men's suits for about 30 years, and I've just had, over the years, repeated bad experiences with customer service.
Oh.
And I finally just got fed up a couple of years ago and said, it's just amazing that in San Francisco in this day and age that this is still happening. And I can't imagine what it's like in the rest of the country. So I decided to go ahead and open up a store.
Good for you. But you said you were wearing men's suits for 30 years. That means you were going to men's shops.
It was, yes.
So
yes.
did that just wasn't a good fit?
Well, sometimes it was.
Pardon the pun?
Yes. Sometimes it was a good experience, but I never knew whether I was going to be treated well when I walked into a shop. So sometimes it was fine, but I always started stealing myself up before I'd walk into a store, just not knowing what was going to happen.
Yeah, that's.
So I mean, not that I had horrible experiences, but
No.
but
Yeah, but it wasn't really the welcoming thing that you wanted to,
That's right.
to go when you wanted to go find something very nice. And by the way, your suits are impeccable. They're
Right.
very, very nicely tailored. And so you style your own. You take cuts from men's clothing and make it adaptable to your clients?
Correct. So we have style books, and basically we have standard 1, 2, and 3 button suits and tuxedos with shawl collars and notch collars and peak lapels. And you're able to choose from those, and we've got about 600 suiting fabrics and about 1,000 shirting fabrics. So you're able to choose from all that, and you can design your shirts. You've got like 30 different collars and 30 different cuffs.
Wow, you've got a lot to offer. Plus accessories?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. So we're
such as bow
such
ties?
as bow ties and pocket squares and socks and shoes.
And shoes as
Yes.
well. That's another problem. My spouse is French, and whenever we go to France, she buys and can find more of the tailored type of shoe, the wingtip type of shoe, such as you're wearing today. And she finds them over there in smaller sizes, not here in the U.S. But you're able to supply those?
It's been difficult. So in the United States, as you probably know, most men's shoes start in a size 8. Some start in size 7. But that's much too large for most of our clients. Kenneth Cole has actually been kind enough that they're taking some of their shoes down to size 5 for us. And Alan Edmonds also has shoes that start in size 6. So we're working with those 2 partners at the moment, and we'll be increasing our offerings over the coming
there's
months.
hope for me. I
That's
can
right.
change from these into something,
Absolutely.
something a little more tailored
Absolutely.
look. Okay, that'd be great. It appears that your fashions fit the Bay Area, but do you also serve people outside the Bay Area?
Absolutely. So we have people coming from New York, London, Australia,
My goodness.
Canada.
Obviously, there's a need for this.
Obviously,
Yes, there's a need for
Yes.
this. Well, now having said all this, why don't we get one of your, a few of your models
Great.
here who've been sort of just nicely dressed. Let's talk about that. Let's
Okay.
get your first model out.
So first out is Kyle. Kyle is wearing a black self-textured tuxedo with a satin shawl collar. It also has satin flap pockets and satin piping on the tuxedo pants. And she's also, her shirt is a tuxedo shirt with a 1/4 inch pleating, and she has a wingtip collar, and she also has French cuffs.
It's nice to see this
Yeah.
nice fit for
Yes.
a woman's body.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a really nice to
And
say.
she's wearing black and white spectator shoes.
Very, very nice. Thank you, Kyle. Excellent.
Thank you, Kyle.
All right, and now?
Yes, next up is Jocelyn. And Jocelyn's wearing a light gray, narrow pinstriped 2-button suit. And her shirt is a seafoam green. And she has also French cuffs. And if you'll notice on the cuff, it has a purple, her monogram is done in purple. And she's got a midway spread collar, which is useful both for wearing bow ties and neckties.
See, that's something that I wasn't aware of till we chatted it up before the show,
Yes.
that there are different cuts of shirts for a bow tie or a tie,
Right.
or a necktie.
Yes, and
Very
she's actually,
nice.
her pocket square is actually an heirloom silk, so it's if a reclaimed silk, if you will.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank
Thank
you
you,
so
Jocelyn.
much. All right, and now we have?
Now we have Alex, and Alex is wearing a wine sharkskin tuxedo with a narrow shawl collar, with a
Lovely
satin
color.
shawl collar, and her pockets are satin piped pockets. And again, she has the same tuxedo pants with the stripe down the side. And her shirt has a very thin diamond pattern on it, and she's got 1/2 inch pleated front to her shirt and a wingtip collar and French cuffs.
Very nice.
And she's wearing Kenneth Cole shoes. So, thank you.
Thank you so much. These are terrific. So you're able to style these to, especially some of the smaller women. Being a small gal myself, I find it really hard to find things that fit. So you tailor these to your to each and every client.
Right.
Yes?
What's really fun is that they're actually styling it themselves. So typically people come in, if they'd like a glass of champagne, we provide a glass of champagne or sparkling water or whatever it is that they'd like. And people typically spend 45 minutes to upwards of 2 hours looking through the fabrics and looking through the style books and choosing everything that they want.
What a terrific thing to offer the community. So it appears your fashions, just as I said, they fit to a T for the Bay Area. We're so pleased that you're here and you're offering these to the community at long last. Thank you, Zel, for being here, and good luck with your endeavors and your new Tomboy Tailors. We look forward to seeing you again in the future. Ladies, thank you for joining us. Tomboy Tailors is located at 50 Post Street on the first level of Cocker Galleria in downtown San Francisco. For more information, go to tomboytailors.com.
Thank you for having us.
Coming up next, our own executive producer, Kim Lawson, receives the Jewel Ryan White Award for Cultural Diversity.